so today.
Mhm.
Okay, we are live.
Oh, crazy.
I think yes, we are live on YouTube. You can see it. And let me check on LinkedIn, which should be the same. Yes. So number 18, everything's all right this time. Cool. All right. I think we'll wait for some community members to join us. Welcome, Harsh.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
Hello,
Good,
Harsh.
good, good. What
Hello,
about
hello.
you? Good to
Yeah,
see
I'm
you.
fine. Yes.
You know, we know that you've been
Sorry.
busy. It's all right.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
worry.
sorry. Yeah. It's such noisy over there. Sorry.
Yeah, we know that you've been busy for the latest weeks
Yeah, so
on travel
yeah,
and
so
so on. So
yeah. So basically I traveled a lot and that's why I'm a bit tired and that's why I took some break.
that's very cool, very cool. So if it's fine with you, we'll maybe we'll start by sharing, some news and information on from the community. And so then maybe some of the people who may join us. And then of course we're going to be more than happy to have, let's say, some news feedback from you, especially on one of the latest trips that you have done in KubeCon Asia Pacific. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
that's something great. We never been, so we are really eager to know how it was, what was your feeling, and especially if you have had some Microcks conversation, that could be great.
Sure, sure, sure. Definitely I'll try.
Let's wait maybe 1 or 2 minutes, at least one, in case people are joining us, and then we'll share some of the latest news that we have promoted during the latest 2 weeks. Just preparing some information to share. All right. So I think let's start this officially, let's say, this this community meeting number 18. And I'm going to share my screen and we can comment, Laura and I and Arsh, of course, if you have any comment, feedback, or question on the latest updates, feel free to tell us. And I just want to begin with some, let's say, very exciting news and information regarding the community growth. And the first information is that we have been able to reach last week and outpace, by the way, because it's more than that today, more than 3K followers on LinkedIn, which is amazing. Because as you all know, LinkedIn is quite professional and fully dedicated to networking between professional. So that's very good. And we are very happy and thankful to all the community and the people who follow us. And for the one who have not, let's say, subscribed to Microcks on any social media so far, feel free to do it because that's where we try to announce, promote all latest news, features, goodies, And if you would like to stay up to date, let's say, just reach out and subscribe to LinkedIn, Twitter, Mastodon, and Blue Sky. Hi, Hugo and MD. Nice to see you guys over here.
Hey guys.
That's very cool.
Hello,
And we
everyone.
are,
See you.
There you go. Hi, MD.
hi, MD. And we are just starting this meeting by some announcement, let's say, on the latest metrics and news, and let's say the point where we are very, very happy to celebrate with all of you. So first metric, 3K followers on LinkedIn, quite amazing. And the second one is, let's say, I cannot say it was a surprise. It's maybe something that we have expected with Laurent, but maybe not expected that to be at mid of the year. It's the fact that we have already reached 100,000 Microcks images download at mid of the year. And it's something quite amazing because so that's the number that we reached last year for the full year. And between maintainers and community members and so on, we shared previously that we expect and are going to do our best to reach 1 million download this year in 2025. And as you can imagine, we are now very, very confident that, of course, we're going to reach 1 million, but we expect that we're going to double that number this year, which is amazing. And that's, again, an incredible signal regarding the community growth and the community and CNCF and cloud native, let's say, interest on Microcks capabilities and a way to sort out some issues for API mocking and testing. So congrats to that. That's really, really great. And thanks all, keep going, keep pushing those numbers. I'm not saying do download for the pleasure of doing downloads. Keep your boundaries for useful stuff, but very, very cool that we are able to reach these kind of numbers. I don't know, Laurent, by the way, regarding the metrics, if you would like to share how it is composed. It's not something that we have prepared, by the way, but you know that we have multiple images of Microcks, the UberMe image, the native image, and stuff like that. And that's the overall downloads.
Yeah.
This number.
Yeah, basically we are considering two different images. We are considering the regular distribution of Microcks, the Microcks/Microcks image, and we are also considering the Microcks Uber, so Microcks/Microcks-Uber image, whatever the compilation mode. It could be native or just using the JVM. So yeah, basically, and I put in the comments in the chat that we just hit 900K today. So still on track, and that's good. One thing that could be interesting is that let's say the proportion of downloads of the regular image versus the Uber one has changed over the time. So 1 year ago it was 80% of download on the regular image versus 20% of the Uber one, and as of today, it's much more 60% of the regular image and 40% of the Uber image. So we see, in terms of use case and so on, people are also shifting left, which is good.
Yeah, and it's a great confirmation of, let's say, the engagement and vision that we have pushed more than 2 years ago to shift left and being able to use Microcks on laptop and especially as a test container module. And this is growing very, very fast, which is amazing.
Yeah,
that's very cool. Do you guys have any comments, anything on that regarding download images and stuff like that? Feel free to tell us.
I'm curious if how much do we know if the image is the one used for test containers rather than a deployment of the overall platform? Is there a way to make that distinction in the downloads?
Not in the downloads of the image because whatever the way you're running the image, is it just a Docker run or is it full test containers? At the end of the day, we just see a pool of the image. What we have on the other hand is the statistics from the central Maven repository, from Nuggets package manager for .NET, from npm, but it's quite hard to set up a relationships between the number of download of the libraries and the number of downloads of the image. So yeah, it's quite hard at the moment.
Okay, yeah, good to know. Just in case that
Yeah.
we trying to get some analytics on how much of the platform as a whole is being deployed compared with
Mm.
the usage of the inner loop. So basically, this segmentation between inner loop, outer loop. What kind of deployments are these new users doing?
Yeah, exactly. And just also we are aggregating statistics from Quay.io, but also from Docker.io, because since a few months the images are distributed on both registries, so we are aggregating statistics from both registries.
Yeah. And also, but something that we can clearly share, that we don't have any tracker within all these images. So let's say we collect numbers based on registries and so on, but unfortunately or not, that's the beauty of open source. We don't track, as efficiently as we should be, all the download and especially segregation between all the type of usages. But it's a good point to go, and you're right. And we can add as well, a Docker desktop, because that's something on which you are very active, and you've been, and you're still. And last time I've checked, I think we have had something like 15,000 or close to 20 Docker desktop regular download and usages, which is quite nice as well. All right, so moving forward on the next news on which we can have a conversation is this recording that Laurent have done on a very, very great podcast, from someone which is very, very active on the observability community. And feel free, let's say, to check it out. You have a link over here. Again, follow us on LinkedIn if you want to see this type of information. Laurent, if you would like to say a few words regarding Enrique and relationship with Enrique and where this is coming from and what you have showcased during that podcast.
Yeah, basically, so it was a follow-up of meeting Enric during the KubeCon at Salt Lake City, so last year, and we started talking about Microcks, not really for testing, but much more for building sandboxes, because Enric has a background in performance management, in APM tools and observability. And so we starting discussing about the use case of using Microcks to build smart sandboxes. So this is very short appetizer on what we are now able to do thanks to the new operator on Kubernetes. But yeah, it is very focused on this topic, using Microcks to build sandbox so that you don't have to build, to maintain, to deploy full comprehensive environment that costs a lot. So Microcks in that case can also be used to cut the cost and having much more ephemeral and lightweight environments that you used to deploy.
Yeah, and completely related to the main topic of Enrique, which is observability, thanks to our Grafana dashboard and OpenTelemetry integration. That's always something nice to remember for the people who have not noticed that that's fully integrated and very, very efficient when you deploy a Microcks at scale in a very centralized way. That's something very important.
Yeah.
And
Typically, this is something we don't really brag about.
yeah,
We don't make a lot of communication on this topic, but we have a full section in documentation that is dedicated to monitoring, to getting metrics from how Microcks is running, to observability, plugging Microcks into your open telemetry infrastructure, and also to dashboarding with Grafana. And we use this a lot these latest months because we have different topics that were related to performance improvements in Microcks. So yeah, feel free to check it out. I don't know if you can put the link in the chat, Yassine.
I'm just trying to retrieve it in the doc. Is it
Yeah.
in the how to in the guides, or I don't remember, or in?
Let me check. I will. It is in explanations,
Okay, got
monitoring
it.
and observability. So yeah, I can
Yeah,
put it on the
yeah,
chat as well.
it's over here. I think everybody can see it now. And yeah, that's all the documentation is online with some very nice information on it. And also, I think we have a link, maybe not on this one, but in a blog. You have also a blog post that have been created, and it's a contribution from Grafana. Already in the second page, as Laurent said, here it is, observability for Microcks at scale. And this is a very nice blog post from Alafam, who have made a contribution regarding the Grafana dashboard, OpenTelemetry integration, and very, very useful details in how to set it up on your own facilities.
Mm-hmm.
So feel free to check it out because, as Laurent said, it's here for quite a while. I mean, this blog post is from last year, March 2024, and maybe we don't promote it enough because that's huge.
Yeah, already 1 year.
Yeah.
Time is flying.
Or maybe we have too many features at a time within Microcks.
Yeah. So
All right, and then latest point regarding use cases and adopters. We shared a month ago, but I think we didn't promote it in the latest community meeting. A very nice blog post as well from a public adopter that we have, which is BNP Paribas. It's a big bank in France, but it's also one of the biggest worldwide bank. And if you check it out over here, we have a very nice blog post written by one of the head of the infrastructure and cloud solution at BNP France, who explain why they have selected Microcks and how they use it. Feel free to check it out because that's, let's say, quite new based on the usages. I mean by new, the fact that the way they use Microcks to do benchmarking and especially offload REST API core banking services, which is coming from the mainframe. I mean, they have made for years a translation between the mainframe and REST APIs, and they offload, all these API using Microcks to do benchmarking and stress tests on their infrastructure. And this blog post illustrates the fact that it's a huge and massive gain, as you can imagine, from a FinOps point of view, because as you all know, Microcks on top of Kubernetes don't consume more or less, I'm not going to say anything, but it's very small compared to what a mainframe can consume, especially if you need two mainframe to do this kind of test and to keep this mainframe for hours for stress testing and stuff like that. And also from a sustainability point of view, because BNP and all the big banks are, let's say, really, really taking care of these days about carbon footprint and sustainability gains and optimizations and so on. So check it out, really read it in details, provide feedback. More than happy to know what you're thinking about it. It's quite high level. It's not a technical blog post with, for developers with full details and so on. It's more oriented on why, how, and the gains that they've been able, let's say, to achieve for their own usages. And Microcks is growing a lot within BNP organization. I mean, we know that there's already 10 different Microcks installation on top of Kubernetes within BNP, and it keep growing and reaching some other countries, of course. So that's it regarding the news and the stuff that we would like to share with you, at least from the one we put in the agenda with Laurent. And now let's say open the conversation to the people who join us and the people who would like to share anything with us. And maybe because it's something that we've been informed before the call, maybe we can start with you, Arsh, because you have something that we are really eager to hear from you. So stage is yours.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi everyone. Yeah. Thanks for first of all, thanks for joining. Uh, I'm going to share some insights about my attendance at I attended KubeCon China before a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, like I enjoyed the journey. Basically, like I connected with many people over there. I talked about Microcks with almost everyone whom I like get connected, and so like I shared in some insights about about Microcks, like how Microcks is doing stuff, like how it is helpful for your API life cycles and how you can use it. Apart from that, like I met many people like Mauricio from Dapper, then Daniel from Red Hat, then like I met Net, basically who is providing our stipends. Like met Net, then some other people over there. I also like met some of maintainers of the gRPC. I shared like how we are using gRPC for mocking and like how we have support for the MCP of our gRPC, and like one of the maintainers from of gRPC from India, and like I actually like showed the whole Lawrence video on YouTube of the gRPC MCP to him, and like yeah, he was like amazed, and like he actually like he invited me to like Google's Bangalore office. Like basically like they have one gRPC conf in India, I think in November around, and like
Cool.
he invited to like give a talk on gRPC, like, but we'll see like how we can go do it.
Excellent.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
this is amazing.
and hmm, yeah, so and
Because
apart from that, like there were some cloud providers like Alibaba and the Akamai, and I think Dow Cloud. So basically like they are some regional cloud, they have some regional cloud provider. So like I also shared like how we have our Microcks on the marketplace of the Amazon and Azure and GCP. And like I also share some thoughts like how they can use Microcks for building something, and like how they can also make it as a make it Micros in their marketplace. So like yeah, I shared something with them also.
that's very cool. To come back, on what you said on gRPC. That's quite amazing because we
Yeah.
have big gRPC adopters and users. Unfortunately, some are not in the public adopter list today, but we know that we
Hmm.
have massive usages of Microcks for gRPC. But unfortunately, we don't have, let's say, I'm not going to say good, but strong connection with the gRPC community so far. We tried in the past with Laurent. We've been at gRPC or conference, yes, in San
Hmm?
Francisco maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We've been in touch with Google maintainers of gRPC. But as you said, I think our MCP capabilities may change the rules, let's say, and
Yeah.
we hope that
Yeah. Yeah.
you're gonna give them
Yeah.
good ideas on that. That's really, really cool.
Like that's that's why like I saw like I saw her like saw him whole video of the Lauren on the table. Like we were doing lunch and he was sitting next to me. So like I just opened my laptop and I saw whole video to him, and he was like just amazed.
That's cool.
Excellent.
Very
So like I,
cool.
yeah. So I thought like rather than explaining, let's show him a video, and he will directly like understand it.
That's
Excellent.
great. And regarding cloud provider, because MD is here and you have done with two of us some very, very good community documentation for clouders and so on. Do you see, let's say, some interest from some of them regarding
Yeah, so
Micro's
like I
capability for their own usages?
yeah, so like I one of like at both of the Alibaba cloud, there was one person like who got connected with me, and like we got connected on LinkedIn, but like after that, like I have to reapproach him like for the just reminder basis, and then like we can see what can we do further with this Alibaba and the Microcks one.
That's
Okay,
cool.
cool. Excellent.
Yeah, so like
Very
he
cool.
he showed the interest, but like the main thing was there like so like it was in Hong Kong, so basically it was a China based region, and the like people were mostly the people were from the China, so like they have like their own local network and all their own local things, and they have some their own local cloud providers, so like that's why I promoted over there like this thing over there.
Okay, very cool, very cool. And on on the overall, how do you see? Because as I said, Laurent and I have never been in Asia so far,
Yeah,
and especially in Hong Kong. But with the Micros community in APAC is growing a lot. I mean, we are in touch with some people who are using us, who are asking a lot of questions. Some are starting to contribute, which is amazing. How do you see, and how have you, let's say, what was your impression, let's say, of the cloud native community in Hong Kong, or I mean, the people from China who joined? Do you see a massive interest? Because we also heard
yeah,
that from a
yes,
Kubernetes
like
point of view, China is #1 contributor, I think.
yes. So like I attended some talks over there, and like more like the people are like in the like Kubernetes and all this stuff. Like many people are from China, and like they are like on contribute like top on the contributor list, and like they are pretty much interested about like the how cloud and ecosystem is growing up, and they also like want to contribute more. But so like I basically like I shared like how the like micro, because like so like most of the people don't know much about the micros, so like I have to like share like some basic insights like how the micros is working and all that, and then like yeah, people gradually started showing interest in this, and then like yeah, we had some deep discussion on the micros.
Excellent, excellent. That's very good. And let us know if I hope that the people you've met will join the community on Discord and so on.
Yeah,
More than happy to have, let's say, newcomers.
yeah, sure.
That's cool. I don't know, MD, if you would like to jump in, especially regarding clouders and so on, and maybe the latest stuff that you have pushed within the community repo.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, first of all, thank you Hers for sharing your KubeCon experience, and it's really inspiring. I was about to text you like how was your experience, but now I got the so I am like I have applied for the Hyderabad KubeCon maybe scholarship, so I will go there and also do the same thing. I'm promoting the Microcks and things, because getting the North US visa is very difficult. So uh, I have took it as like if that is not possible, so I will go the Hyderabad. So yeah, and we have completed the AKS documentation with troubleshooting guideline also. Oh, now I have opened the issue regarding OVH documentation. Could you share that, Yashin, that issue?
Yes, sure. Let me open it and I will share it with everybody, and I'll. Here we are. Let me share it. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
That's the issue that you have
So
created.
yesterday I have opened that because as Yasin said, in Europe, many people are starting using OVH. It's getting very popular there. So work on that. So and also Yasin tagged one OVH advocate who has experience with the OVH, and she commented here like we don't have OVH Cloud CLI as of now. So we have to go with the Terraform to like create the Kubernetes resources. We have to use Terraform. So we will go with that. So you can see here, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't have OVH Cloud CLI as of now, so we'll go with Terraform. So I don't have any experience of Terraform as of now. So in later day, I will like explore the Terraform and also OVH Cloud. And anyone who is like watching this recording later, who has experience with Terraform or OVH Cloud, feel free to contribute and like provide any insights or suggestions that like any best practices which help to build this documentation more solid. It would be really amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
This
Thanks a
is
lot
it.
for that. Yeah, and as you said, Aurélie, she may join and contribute. Laurent and I know her because she's CNCF ambassador. She's French, and she's working as a DevRel within OVH. And I hope that she can clearly help and contribute regarding expertise on the topic. And just for the one who don't know, VH is a French company from a headquarter point of view, but they are present. They have data centers starting to be worldwide in North America, including, and they are growing a lot, especially where let's say country sovereignty is important, which is the case in France and in country over Europe, but also from what we heard, a massive growth in Canada. And if there is anyone within the community who is living in Canada and so on and would like to jump in and help MD Aurélie and the community on that, as MD said, more than welcome. And maybe
Yeah.
MD, I will add a comment to Aurélie regarding this CLI, because it also depends on the time frame. I mean, if they have a roadmap to release, let's say, this CLI in a few weeks or months, maybe we can ask if it's relevant, let's say, to work on something that may be temporary or not. Or also if we can use, I don't think that they are very, let's say, GitOps and operator friendly, in way to deploy on OVH, but maybe something we can ask her as well.
Yeah, because without CLI, like we have to do everything with UI, so we can't like make documentation like that. So
Yeah,
that will be amazing. Let's see if CLI like available in coming days.
clearly. And based on what Arsh said, maybe we will have, let's say, some contribution and request regarding Alibaba. That could be amazing as well, because that's a very big player as well.
Yeah, Hers, like you said, that the event is like you have invited there is in November, is it in Bangalore?
Yeah, so like they are planning to do in around November. Basically, like they want to arrange some grpc conf in India basically, and they are planning it in November, around November, in the Google Bangalore office. So like
You are invited,
they,
like yeah, you are
no, so like
invited there,
they,
like
no, so like we had discussion, and like he suggest like he basically invited, and like he told like if you can, you should come over there and like show this how the Microcks is using grpc and with MCP.
yeah, that will be amazing.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Maybe Hugo, we know that we have you may have also some stuff to share with us, or maybe conversation to open with the community, or if you have any topic to put on the table, feel free.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Well, unfortunately, not that much on my side. We're trying to keep track on some events. So we'll be around in Munich next week. Also checking out if we are going to be able to do Bangalore for API Days. That's a new one that it's opening just this year. It's going to be interesting one. There's a couple of friends over there that are going to be handling the event. But the good one is that we have in September API World, where we are going to be talking about Microcks and basically test containers and heavily relying on using those for API testing and mocking. That's going to be a good one. As part of the events and communication, we're still submitting some CFPs, some get accepted, some not. Certainly, we'll target to be at KubeCon, so it's interesting with when we're mentioning regarding that KubeCon China and be able to see if we can replicate something like that in North America. It's going to be an interesting one. And yeah, following up on all the great work that the mentorship team was doing in the past and have accomplished, and trying to contribute back on specific aspects on integration with third parties and other vendors. I think that's one of the interesting things to work on, just to make it more appealing for people to be able to access and consume the solution. On one of those events, actually, I had a great conversation with a fintech in Latam. They didn't know about Microcks. We started to talk about the requirements on mocking and testing. And because a friend or another attendee knew me and knew that I was working Microcks, they comment on the benefits of using Microcks, and they were like, okay, the open banking is certainly willing to benefit from this, being able to get a lot of APIs that they have as part of the hub. So I don't know exactly what are the plans for Microcks Hub, but that would be a good opportunity to talk with them and see if they want to share some of these APIs to be able to make them available for more people to consume.
Yeah, that's again more than welcome, because we have some stuff on the hub today, of course. We have Adamanti on the topic in order to update and yeah, let's say level up some of them. But it's taking time, and clearly it's also a topic on which we'll appreciate to have, let's say, people who let's say contribute but also maintain this information, because we have some stuff which are starting to be outdated, to be honest, online within the hub. And it's also something on which contribution are clearly more than welcome. That's more on Microcks usages, but it's very important. And I think we have had a lot of requests, regarding mentorship program like Google Summer of Code. Are we going to do Linux mentorship program TEM 2, TEM 3? So not this year, but next year, certainly. And I think, updating the hub, taking care and cleaning and maintaining the hub may be certainly part of one of this topic, or maybe two, because it's very, very important. Agree.
And that's basically all on my side. Any questions or comments? Feel free to reach out.
Next week in Munich, just say hi to all the German friends that we have, especially folks from CodeCentrics. I think we're certainly going to meet them. They are a public adopter of Microcks, and they have made an amazing blog post, in 3 parties, with highly technical details and very useful feedback as well. So feel free to reach out to them, but I'm sure that they're going to open the conversation.
Yes, of course. Send them over to me, and we certainly will be glad to talk and chat with them.
Cool. And for KubeCon North America, Atlanta this year, Laurent and I should be present. And as we have both submitted talks, we hope that we're going to be accepted this time. We'll see. But in any case, we'll request a kiosk and all the usual facilities that that a sandbox project can have, because we are still not moving as fast as we may expect on the incubation process. Not our fault. It's just TOC members are very, very, very busy and overloaded and taking time. Let's say the tag reboot maybe have grabbed more attention than expected. Don't know, just my personal comment. But we are still in the loop, still in the queue, and still waiting and ready to move forward. But I don't think that it's going to be confirmed, let's say clearly, for the next KubeCon. So let's cross our fingers for the next one.
Yeah, let's try to cross fingers for this one. If not, then do you know what is gonna be hosted next year in Europe? Because maybe that's the second fall one.
It's going to be in Europe. It's going to be in Amsterdam. If I'm
Amsterdam again?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you sure will not be in Barcelona?
I think Barcelona is for the year
Yeah,
after.
it's in
Okay.
Amsterdam. I have seen it.
Okay. Okay.
Which is quite nice as well, because for the story, KubeCon Amsterdam more than 4 years ago is the first KubeCon that Microcks have done and where we've been, and it was just to showcase, and that's why we have done our first meeting with the tag before moving forward and to validate our sandbox application. It was a big test drive for us, and it was a no-go, let's say, KubeCon and decision process for both tag and us as maintainers. That was quite good and nice, let's say, to go back in Amsterdam and celebrate this let's say, past history. Already 4 years ago. Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think that I have any other point on my side. I don't know if you have any other point you would like to share, any comment or any point on specific issues and so on. Oh yeah, Laurent, you have one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Feel free to go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I have 3 different topics I like to highlight because there are interesting discussions on the new major features that could be implemented and delivered in Microcks. So just to let you know what they are. Yes, we had this one. So number 1638. It is about having the support for data contracts in Microcks. So we have this nice introduction about data contracts, but if you don't know, in a nutshell, data contract is about bringing a specification like OpenAPI, like Async API, but for file exchanges between applications. So basically, it acts like specifications, a lot of YAMLs you can see, but here you can see that what you define here are the different fields and the different serialization formats that will be sent over files that may be distributed on AWS S3, on Google Cloud Storage, or this kind of stuff. And so basically, we have this request for announcement of this user saying, hey, you're already managing request response style and mocking and testing, event-driven style and mocking and testing. Why not completing the picture with asynchronous file-based communication, mocking and testing? So I think that's a very interesting question. Personally, I had a look at data contracts a few months ago, and maybe a few years ago, and I think it could be a nice complement. So we just started to exchange ideas on this topic, but I think it could be a nice fit for to complete the picture with these features within Microcks. So check it out. Tell us what you think. Tell us if you are using data contracts or if you are looking on how to use a data contract, if Microcks could be a nice pragmatical fit as a tool for using and for embracing data contracts. So let us know what you think. I don't know, Hugo, or others, if you have already had a look at data contracts, or if it's the first time you heard about it.
First time.
First time, okay. But yeah, I don't know what is the adoption rate yet of this spec, but it looks like promising. So definitely, it's worth having a look.
Yeah, and Laurent, that remember me that we have had in the past, and I think still, let's say, pending maybe went regarding the way to manage files, especially PDF on REST API or anything like that. So it's not related to that directly.
No,
But do you think that it can help them, let's say, to um, place contract on the file? Because I remember some requests on PDF invoices in order to do validation on the invoice
yeah,
content and
but
stuff like that.
I don't think no, these are not the same kind of files because here we are talking about files with structured text content or at least content that is encoded into Avro or Protobuf, but
Mm.
these are structured content. Whereas the file support that was requested in OpenAPI support was about mostly binary files, how to check the upload of images, the upload or the download of PDF, this kind of stuff.
Yeah, got
So
it.
I think the use cases are a bit different at this joint.
Okay, cool. Will be
So
nice to see if there is anyone else who think that is
yeah,
relevant, clearly,
yeah,
because
sure. So yeah, if you like it, if you have some ideas, go through the issue, put a thumbs up or a heart if you like it a lot. So tell us what you think. So this was the first topic I wanted to highlight. The second one is a bit of it's kind of like a revival on a very old topic, opened more than a year ago, about the support of callbacks, webhooks, and more generally speaking, synchronous to asynchronous exchange trigger features. And so it has been revived by some people in a fintech company, by fintech companies in India. And they really like to have callback and webhook supports for Microcks in order to have more representative test case, being able to execute more representative testing scenarios with the mocks. And so we started to have this revival with Vinod here, this discussion. And yeah, technically there is a big push on that, but we really like to be sure that it also interests some other people and it's worth the effort of bringing everything in Microcks and that people will use it. So here again, I took some time at that period, at that moment, to share some design options or implementation options as well. And we really looking forward to get some feedbacks on this. Obviously, if you'd like to contribute to develop some stuff, we'd be more than happy to receive some help. It will allow us to put more priority on this topic. So check it out. It's discussion number 1039.
So
And the third one,
the idea for that would be so you will configure that from the Sync API specification, or how you're gonna register the webhooks or the callbacks?
yeah. So callbacks, I think we have everything in the spec to just deduce callback mechanisms from the spec. So callbacks is the easy part. Webhooks will probably need to define some Microx-specific registration process or of having a webhook triggered when something happens. And for the first part, the sync to async triggers, I propose something like this one, having a specific annotation here that would let us specify, for example, that when people are creating a new user, it will trigger another operation on an async API one. Or if you think reverse, an async API event publication could be triggered by an OpenAPI mock invocation, so that it will allow people to test some synchronous, asynchronous interaction and just checking, having realistic mocks. When I register a new user, for example, I can receive an event that this new user has been registered. And so my depending process could follow up on the next steps and so on. So these are just propositions on how we can easily specify stuff using annotation or using additional artifacts. But yeah, I think, yes, I spent some time describing stuff, so feel free to check it out and yeah, check if you have some of the way of seeing it, some of the ideas on how to implement it.
Yeah, maybe we will need some diagrams and interactions
Yeah.
to see exactly how that will work on the flow.
Yeah, exactly.
And because some of the things that people will expect with webhooks is that you will handle retries and be sure that you actually hit back the callback or the webhook.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's additional logic that it's
Yeah, exactly. And
kind of ignored.
there is also a big topic on how to propagate context from synchronous stuff to asynchronous one. So typically here, in my example, if I'm registering a user with, let's say, a first name, last name, whatever, some information, I want to be sure that in the asynchronous event that would be triggered, we will receive the context information that was actually sent to the post in the post request. So here again, we can reuse some stuff like, say, for example, here, we should put the name that was part of the initial context that triggered this event. And we can use some notations like this to detect that this emission of event will be triggered by a synchronous context. So yeah, just thinking out loud, but yeah, we have also this this concern of context propagation to handle. So that was the second one, and the third one is about bringing more, let's say, accuracy or enhancement in how we are generating examples for your APIs using our AI Copilot. So Ludovic starts this thread with a few suggestions on how we could provide more specific information targeting the AI Copilot that could be used to enhance the prompts we are building and sending to the external LLM so that it will receive better guidance on how to generate samples that will be more accurate or more specific to dedicated use cases. So yeah, Ludovic puts here the different proposition with the usage of a specific annotation. We could have, for example, a X Microcks AI Copilot prompt to provide much more information. We could have this, in Ludovic proposition, we have this annotation that could be available at the global level, but also at each and every operation level to bring in more specific details. And he did some tests and looks like the results are way better than without this customization. So here again, feel free to jump in the conversation. I just reply, I think it was yesterday with, no, it was this morning with a lot of questions on my side. So yeah, it's just the beginning, but I think the topic is very, very interesting, and let's see how we can try to mix and match information coming from OpenAPI spec, maybe information that are specific to Microcks, or that could be also in other places like the Arazo specification, for example, to see what we can extract to improve the accuracy of generated samples. Let's say if we succeed in building something that is not a gas factory, let's say. So this one is brand new. It's number 1635, and here again, feel free to jump in and to share your ideas on this.
Yeah, and I also put back in a chat, Laurent, the discussion that Sébastien have opened on SPI. You know, Sébastien is a co-owner of the .NET module for test container, and he's looking for feedback, contribution, and ideas in order to create a Microcks extension, and if it's relevant or not on a SPI, which is a new, let's say, integration local development platform and experience, which is really, really highly promoted by Microsoft, as you can imagine. But that seemed to be very promising, especially for the .NET folks and developers. So if you are a .NET fan, Microsoft geek, let's say, reach out to Sébastien. He's, let's say, the community guru on this topic, and he's looking for new friends.
Yep. Yeah. And by the way, we'll probably release the Microcks test container integration for .NET 0.3 next week. So be ready.
Yeah. All right. I think we are going to close to the end of the hour. If you have anything to add, let us know. Otherwise, I think we can close the call for today. Already quite a lot of information shared.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for joining. It's always good to see people connecting. Yeah.
Yeah, so like like yesterday I posted something on Discord CLI channel. So like we are looking for new we have a lot with documentation and the testing part in the CLI part. So like if anyone is wanted to join, just pick it up, and like if you have any doubt, message me, or like anyone will help you with any of your doubt and join the contribution.
Yeah, exactly. I think it will not be next week, but we are also very close to releasing something. So we need a few more tests, but yeah, I think we will have something just at summer's beginning.
All right. So I think we're going to close this call, and thanks a lot to everybody, and thanks to people who are watching the recording, and chat with all of you in 2 weeks. Going to be in the morning CET this time, and let's see the other information we're going to be able to share in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.